Roux and the Project Director Miles Bhudu. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much for being with us on the program. For those that are not 100% aware of what SAPO does, just talk to us about that. What does the organization do?
Leanne, SAPO has been in existence for 24 years. Miles has been at the forefront of looking at the issues that affects prisoners and ex-offenders. And what we realize is that this is a part of society that really has been overlooked by mainstream business, government, etc., etc. And what this project that SAPO is embarking on is looking at the needs that affects our ex-offenders and providing them with the necessary skills to be reintegrated into society.
Yeah.
But secondary is as well as preventing future prisoners. We know that our society is affected by drugs, gangsterism, and lots of social ills. And the type of programs that SAPO is embarking on is there to ensure that we address these issues.
Yeah, yeah. How do we go about choosing the offenders? Because I would imagine that there are some offenders that don't want to be rehabilitated, and there are others that desperately want to turn their lives around. How does the process work?
Thank you, Leanne. Thank you also for your viewers. Look, Leanne, it would be very ill of me not to start by extending our gratitude, our sincere gratitude to the National Lottery Distribution Trust Fund, who has taken what many say is a risk to fund a project of this nature. We are very grateful to their gratitude. Number two, we will also like to thank SAPO, because this is one of the SETAs that we're going to work with in health and workers SETA. What is going to happen here is something that never happened before in the history of this country in terms of this target group. One, we have been extensively meeting with role players like the Department of Education, Department of Social Development, Community Corrections, Department of Correctional Services, and Community Safety, Department of Safety in this province, where we want them to come on board as a matter of absolute urgency, because we have realized that there are offenders who has paid their dues to the community, who has shown remorse and been very apologetic and wants to give it a second chance and give back to the community. And we made it very clear when we recruit ex-offenders that, look, we are going to deal with guys who has admitted that a crime was committed, time was done, and they want to be guys that want to plow back into the community. And those who are in denial are not, for now, welcome to come on this project.
Yeah.
We have met, interviewed some of them. We have screened and assessed them and made it very, very clear to them that this is a chance 1 in a million, because you know that when you have done time, you live with the stigma of a criminal record for the rest of your miserable life.
Yeah.
And by giving them an opportunity here to be trained by the relevant SETAs, we want to also prevent ex-offenders coming out of prison and going to our schools and just talk out of their ears, out of their nostrils and out of their eyes about that they've been in prison, that they have gone there because they've committed serious crimes, blah, blah, blah. We know all that.
Yeah.
We want to take these guys in for proper training by the relevant SETAs so that they get accredited at NQ4 level to be professional motivational speakers and mentors, and use that as a profession and a career, you know, to stay out of trouble. And it can only happen when all the role players come on board and cut the crap of side shows.
Yeah.
These are government departments, these are private and international and local donors.
Yeah. So I mean, it's sending these ex-prisoners who have been rehabilitated, sending them to school, speaking to the youth, telling them, listen, guys, don't live this life of crime. It doesn't pay. It's not worth it. You know, this is the life that you can lead. You can change, and don't follow suit. What do you find leads people to a life of crime?
I think when we look at the history of our country, that I think many young people go into a life of crime, not necessarily by choice, but circumstances really forces young people. We look at the economic state of our country currently, that even we find that We have school leavers going out into the workplace. We have young graduates going out into the workplace. And then we have ex-offenders coming out and going, seeking work. And normally what we do experience is that these ex-offenders, it's like a double sentence. They've paid their price, they come back into society, and they really battle. What we do find is that if an organization like SAPO starts looking out for the needs of ex-offenders, it will also empower ex-offenders to go back into the community. And I can definitely say, and Miles can attest to this, that many ex-offenders don't necessarily choose to go back into a life of crime. It's really just the circumstances that really forces people to go into a life of crime.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry I have to end this because I know that there's so much to talk about, but I think we've gotten the message, and SAPO doing amazing work trying to rehabilitate prisoners, put them back into society and lead normal lives, because I suppose, you know, that's what it's all about. It's turning people around. You don't want people going back to crime, so thank you for the work that you're doing. Miles Bhudu is from the South African Prisoners' Rights Organization and also the chairperson of SAPO, Wayne Roux. Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you.
Let's take a quick break here on the program, and we'll have a play out for you after this. Stay tuned.